Okay, is it going? Okay. So we're just gonna pretend today that I knit a sock and it was too short and I want to hang it back on the machine. Well, I suggest that before you do that, you practice rehanging something on the machine because I've been working on this for 2 days now. Okay, so it looks like the easy thing to be rehanging would be this guy right here. Well, guess what? Those aren't stitches. If you rehang right there, you're going to have a little problem in that you're going to have live stitches because that's the stitch from the other side. You've got to hang the stitch from this side. So see where that pink starts? I'm going to start and I'm going to rehang on this purple row. Okay, so I'm going to very carefully put this down in the machine. Okay, and we're going to rehang the stitch, not the bar. I'm going to put that on stitch number 1, and I'm going to very carefully go around and put these stitches back on the machine. Now I chose the pink and purple so that you would be able to see it very well, and so that I would be able to see it very well. The take home is you're not hanging this. This is a bar. You're hanging this stitch, which would be the top of a loop. Okay, now I'll know that I'm right because I'll have these pink bars next to my stitches all the way around. Okay, now see how as I get around here, this one, when I pull that one out, it makes the next one hide, just like hanging a hem. So you have to be able to really see it well and know where you're going. If you're not sure you're on the right one, you can pull it and see if the next one hides. Okay? You want to be careful not to split the stitches. And you want to be careful not to get any other stitches in there. Now, as I'm going around on this other side, it's a little easy over here. And my cameraman, which would also be my husband, which would also be my honeyman, he'll have a way better view on the harder stitches if he stays right where he is. So far, so good. We're going really well. Now, if you are putting a stitch back on the machine or hanging a sock back on the machine, remember, now we're going with knitting, and if you don't pre-think it, you're going to lose your patterning in your sock. Now, I got some pink fiber on that one. There. You can see how, just like when you're hanging a hem, you've got to roll that around. Now, I can't hang any more stitches, so I'm going to bring my pink yarn around here. All right, and get that going to where I can see the rest of these stitches. Okay, now think about the fact that we are knitting in a spiral. Okay, oops, my latch is closed. See where they get a little trickier because they're way down in there. And notice how I'm just laying those stitches, trying to fold the fabric and lay those stitches, but I want to be careful. This good sharp tool is very important. I was trying to use a different tool and it was too fat to get the stitch in there. Now, I could have taken the time to put them on double points. Then I decided, well, why not just do it like this? Now, this is my offhand because I'm left-handed and I'm now doing this with my right hand. When you're practicing this, be sure you get a good and clear line of vision for your stitches until you get practiced at it. Okay, now we're getting back down to these last few stitches. That one was closed. That one's closed. See where it is? See, this one right here is right there. All right. So now I'm going to pull down on the project. I'm not going to, because there's another thing I want to show you about this. Okay, if I keep knitting by where this tail is, it's going to create a loose stitch right there. So when I get there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, well, let's put the buckle on. Of course, probably won't be able to find one. Put my buckle on. Oh, see that right there? That's where I sheared a needle straight off. It still happens after all this time. Okay, so I'm going to back feed that yarn. Sorry, I'm trying not to be in the way of the camera. Back feed that yarn so that first of all I don't have to weave in a tail, and second of all I don't have a loose stitch right there with a little hole until I weave in the tail. Okay, so now once we get all that going, oh, this color is neon pink. I really like it. It's so 80s, my son would say, but I'm an 80s girl. So after I get it off of the machine, let's say I went ahead and redid that toe and made a longer foot, then I will unravel this yarn and we'll have a seamless join there, technically. Whoops. Okay, ready? Let's see. Did I do it? There you go. Can't even tell, can you? So practice this before you do it, before you are forced to do it. Okay? This is a good thing to practice because someday you're going to have to do it because you're going to have a lot of work in a sock and it's going to be an inch too short and you don't want to waste all that work. You can just rehang that sock. So thanks for joining me today. I'm Jamie Mayfield. See you later.